So this is 5 quick inking tips. This one is to use a brush and ink for larger areas, you know, so you can save ink pens for smaller detailed areas. Now I'm just going over the black that I've already done there because there's some streaks in it. Sometimes you'll have to do that, but yeah, that's a good tip because it saves on markers, you know, for the detail on the drawing. So that's why I always use that now. So I'm sick of going through Sharpie marker pens. So number 2 is using a dry brush scumbling technique. Now you can just like, you know, use the brush there and just take a lot of the paint off, so it creates like a dry texture effect that I'm doing there. It's like this zombie head, it's like the skin and the flesh. That's what I want to do, some like holes in the head, but I can add to that later on with ink pens and stuff. But I want to try and just get a nice textured, like almost like the skin's peeling away. But you can use this sort of like dry brushing technique to do hair, fur and other textures and things like that. But that's just a quick technique that I like to do, and it just mixes things up when you're inking. You're just adding other effects to the drawing, so that's what I like to do. Number 3 is using white and black acrylic splatters. You know, I like to use the paint rather than ink. Sometimes ink doesn't really ain't as good as paint really. I've already done some black splatters there, so I thought I'd do some white splatters on the black background. It just adds something to it, like almost like a dynamic extra layer. I don't know, it just looks quite cool. So you can water it down if you like, you know, or just use the raw paint. So I'm trying to, it almost looks like stars in the background, but that's not the intended effect. You can maybe add like loads of paint to the toothbrush or whatever you're going to use, like a paintbrush, and just flick it and, you know, increase the pressure, and then you can get loads of splatters and stuff. It just adds something nice to the drawing. You know, it's a good effect to do. You can overdo it though, so you know, I wouldn't recommend overdoing this sort of technique. So you could go back and add black, you know, just like little areas over there, and you know, just see how it goes. Number 4 now is thickening the lines underneath, you know, just to create a sense of weight to the character. If it's like a face or like you're drawing a body, you can draw like it makes it look like it's got a shadowed area underneath, and you know, like the light isn't hitting, you know, underneath because it's in shadow. So you can just add some good weight with thicker lines and stuff. I never used to do that, but now I do. It just looks quite effective. So I'm just thickening under the chin there and the cheekbones, and eventually the eyes, but I think I did the eyes before. So it's just about going over things and just trying to create just a depth to the artwork, especially with the inking process. It's you just add layers to it, so it's a good thing to do. Just going over the eye bits there and little details, the ears and stuff. So as you can see, the thick line just makes it stand out more. Around the cheekbones, under the eyes there need a bit more, a little bit of hatching as well, and just add a bit of texture to it as well. Always a good idea. So the last tip is expanding on detail on the textured areas. I just like to go over these areas that I've dry brushed and just add more detail to them and it really makes them pop, you know. I don't like to go over them too much because I like to lay the colour, you know, down so it's still there. You can still see the effect underneath, but you just darken things and add a little bit more detail to the drawing. And that's all that drawing is, really, just layering over lots of ink, colour and things like that at some point. This is just a black and white drawing, so that's why I just used it for this inking demonstration. And you can just add more details like blood and other stuff dripping down from these. Yeah. So that's 5 quick techniques for inking. There's more inking tips that I could do for the future. If there's any, just say in the comments and I'll try and explain a few things. Well, explain as best I can. Cheers now.